Hello everyone. Hope you're all doing good in these tough times. We are excited to be here at the DevOps Enterprise Summit 2021. Today, I will talk about how we scale enterprise business operations by automating majority of our DevOps practices while taking care of cloud and data security. Along with me, I have Akash Mahajan. He's the CEO and founder of Cloudl, who was the lead cloud native security architect, and Ramesh Karra, the VP of GTM and business at BYJU'S, who has helped us understand the business needs. My name is Prashanth, but I go by the name Praz. It was my team who was tasked with scaling of business operations during the massive global danger that we are facing right now. It is my privilege and honor to share our learning and approach with all of you today. I especially want to mention Anne and Jean, who has guided us with empathy for us to get here in front of you. In the interest of time, I will lead the presentation and hand over to Ramesh and Akash wherever necessary. Ramesh, over to you.
India is our largest market, right? And the reason is quite simple. It has the largest school-going population in the world. We have close to 660 million students in India. But yeah, while the quantity of learners is very large, we still rank very poorly as far as the quality of the education we deliver is. Right, our PISA scores are very low, and the reason is very simple. I mean, there's not enough high-quality teachers, high-quality content going around. Right, access is the big challenge. Obviously, with the rise of internet penetration, smartphone penetration, there's a great opportunity to address this. Let's go back to April, go back a year back to April 2020. This was an unfortunate time, really, but it was also a very critical time and seminal moment for us. What happened really was India went into a nationwide lockdown, very similar to a lot of countries across the world, right? All in a bid to control the pandemic. The lockdown was pretty intense in India. Apart from the fact that everybody was confined to home, obviously one of the key things that happened was schools were shut, students stuck at home. And remember, this is a time when schools are not really equipped to do any kind of digital learning. That's when BYJU'S decided that we had to step in. It was more a responsibility, and it was taking our mission forward. What we did was we did a number of things. One is, of course, we had an app which had access for a certain amount of period, but we made it completely free. We opened it up for pretty much every learner. We also launched additional offerings. We launched a product called BYJU'S Classes, which was it is an after-school solution for students, and in this case, it pretty much became the primary solution, given that schools and even online learning in schools were pretty much shut down. Right? The idea there is schools get access to online classes from India's best teachers. But remember, at the same time, the entire organization was confined. They were sitting at home, and pretty much this entire mission had to be done remotely. It was a challenge to all the stakeholders, but especially DevOps, right? So DevOps was pretty much the team, the backbone that had to ensure that this mission came to life. That's pretty much the context. I'm handing over to Praz to walk you through how we addressed it.
Thank you, Ramesh, for sharing the business perspective with us. Now that all of you have an idea of the enormity of making this happen, here's what we figured we will do. We were clear from the beginning that these are our three pillars from our frame of reference. Everything that we do, we're bound within these three pillars. The pillar of data security meant that all aspects of DevSecOps, security alerts, preparing for an incident, in case an incident happens, and how do we react to it when a bad stuff happens, and benchmarking with the global standards was encompassed within the data security pillar. The pillar of continuous delivery meant that automating all of the builds, deployments to servers without humans manually running commands on servers. And logs of all of these builds were available to all the developers. And Docker as our application containers was made available because of continuous delivery. The pillar of continuous integration meant approval-based merge for production, semantic versioning for all the applications and artifacts, verifiable releases by following entire build pipeline and integrity checks, and also monitoring the entire pipeline for its performance and build time. This was enabled through the continuous integration pillar. Before we move further, I believe in show and tell. So here are the results. A simple customer-focused metric. The impact of our work meant that 12,000 students could simultaneously attend live teacher-led classes during the nationwide lockdown with all the schools shut. I'm not sure how big are the schools in Europe, but for us, this is equivalent to about 10 full-fledged schools running. When the weather was actually fine, we were preparing for rainfall. But what we did not expect was a massive thunderstorm called COVID that took over all of our lives in the last 1 year. We were never planning to go fully remote as an engineering team, but we had to do that. And this was unexpected. We were used to using tools like Slack, Hangouts, Google Meet, Zoom, and all that, but that was only when working across geographies or when we couldn't travel. We had to move our entire sales team of 12,000 people to a work from home model from a feet on street model. The entire business operations team had to use digital tools that we had to develop and deploy during the pandemic to this massive scale. While dealing with a completely new way of working, while the senior leaders have had the experience, our average age of engineers was 25 years. And this was the first time ever that they would be without mentors or someone who's onboarding them physically present with them. And this was a new challenge for us. And the way we did this is by templatizing the pipeline. When anyone new joined, it was easy to get their code merged into the development branch. And once the code was merged by the tech lead, the developers could test their code. The development environment was maintained with data being auto-generated. We used custom scripts to push dummy data into the development databases so that no PIA information existed there. The environment acted as a testing ground for new features. Once the developers tested their code in this environment, now they could request it to be merged